Alright Tom, this is attempt 2 at me trying to fix my Xbox, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit differently. 1, I'm doing it in widescreen, and 2, I'm going to be doing it as a pirate. Alright, so I won't be able to do it with my pirate teeth in, but I can still use my pirate hook. Ha 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 ha. Alright, me mateys, you'll need to be spending some booty on tools before you attempt to fix any Xboxes. You'll need screwdrivers that's got the bits of torque 8 and torque 10. I also used a regular flat 10-12 head one. You'll need a really small screwdriver, like 3/64 of an inch. Make sure you be getting some bottles of rum. Wait, this is just isopropyl alcohol, not rum. And believe me, I tried it with rum. It doesn't work as well. And don't forget to be swabbing the deck with these cotton swabs. Right, let's begin. Now before you go scuttling your box on the rocks, make sure you've got all the plugs and everything disconnected from it. It's a lovely device, but you wouldn't want to be putting your fingers in an outlet, would ya? Wait, why am I Scottish? I'm a pirate! First disconnect the hard drive by pushing that button in there and just pulling it off. Then pull the faceplate off real nice and just prying it off. Find the places between the holes that are filled in. Those are tabs. You've got to push them in and yank out the top. This takes a little while, so I'll skip it. You've got to do it on the top and the bottom. Alright, now going any further than this will make you a real pirate if you equate breaking warranties to sailing the 7 seas and looting for booty and all that. But anyway, you've got to find these tabs along the front, separate them, and you will also break this Microsoft seal, which voids your warranty. Once you've separated the tabs in the front, there are trixier ones here in the back. And yes, you'll be needing the minnow screwdriver to deal with those. And with those all popped, one side of the Xbox will separate easily from the other one. Now, considering your Xbox as a ship, and this being the bow of the ship, you'll need to unscrew these 3 screws along the starboard bow, and these 3 along the port bow. Now, don't screw any other ones off, or she'll sink. Now, with those all out of the way, you can take the top off, but make extra care you don't give your eject button scurvy. And while you're at it, you might as well take this LED cover off and unscrew the screws here, here, and here with a T8 screwdriver. Now that you've got the LED off, you can also take out this, and the fan. Alright, so now that you've done all that, you can flip it all over, and you can unscrew the rest of the things on the keel. I mean the bottom of your boat. I mean Xbox. Alright, here we go. Unscrew everything! Alright, so after you get your ship out of port, she'll look something like this. Now very carefully turn it over, and do not scratch anything. Now if you're thinking X marks the spot, you be right, me matey. It marks the spot. Well, you'll probably have the most trouble. Now being extremely prestigious not to scratch the motherboard, put the flat side of the screwdriver and wedge it in underneath the sides of these clamps, and turn it slightly until you feel a little bit of resistance. Now repeat this for the other 4 sides of the clamp, and you should be golden, like a golden coin that pirates sometimes talk about having. Then carefully lift it, and you will be left with the fins. Now for the swabbing of the deck. You'll need a dry swab first to take off what material there was there. Then once you've gotten most of the gunk off, use a swab with some isopropyl alcohol on it. I am a pirate, I really don't know those big words, so arr! Now once you've done a minimum of 5 go-overs, it should start looking more acceptable like that. Now you'll also want to be doing that to that part. Now you just need to put a small dab of 99% pure silver solution on here, and then making sure your finger's been cleaned with alcohol, kinda dab it into an extremely thin layer, and then at the end you'll want it all spiky, so hit it with your finger a few times and make a whole bunch of ugly bumps, just like my mother's face. I'm very sorry, Mother. You know I don't mean that. And now that you've done that, make sure all your fins are facing the same way and just drop this right down on top. Now, if you be a wise man, then you've attempted to replace these little bolts with real screws. And if you be a fool, then you'll be attempting to replace the X-clamp. Now that the gods have punished you for your hubris and many, many hours have passed at sea, you have finally gotten the clamp back on. Congratulations! Now you've got to turn the ship around. Put some leeway between you and this horrid place of X's. Pull back into port, or the Xbox dock. Alright, now that that's taken care of, why don't you install your disk drive, but not a fan? Now what you'll want to be doing is turning the Xbox on, and waiting until it gets 2 red lights. That means it's overheating. Keeping it that way for a good 2 minutes. Then afterwards you'd best be turning it off again, or you'll be seeing a skull and crossbones, and it will be from your computer or Xbox R. And then after you've done that and put it all together and then let it cool down, you may attempt to turn it on, like this. And that was not from the Xbox. And I get the same error. Frick.